Hi, good evening. How are you?
Hi, good evening. I'm good. How about you?
All's well. Thank you so much. So it's been a while since we've had a session together. So what all has been updated? What all have you gotten yourself into now? What all have you learned? Please help me catch up.
Mhm. Every day, as usual, I do my learning activity. That's how I'm doing. And I take sessions. I have sessions with tutors and I teach. That's how I'm doing.
All right. So have you learned anything new, even though you're teaching? I understand, but I feel whenever you're teaching, you get to learn so much more as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I can say these days I'm talking some more topics. Earlier, I was not talking that much. So, this is, I can say, new. I am applying to talk about some topics in English. Earlier, I was talking most of the time
Mm-hmm.
casual conversation. But these days, I'm trying to talk about topics as well. So that is improving in me,
That's good.
I would say.
That is wonderful. That is a great initiative, to be very honest. So, what kind of topics are these? Like you said, like initially it was casual and now it's a bit formal, I'm assuming. So, what is the nature of these topics?
Okay, so it's like for conversation,
Mm-hmm.
if we are discussing, so we need a particular topic to talk about it, to describe more things, like anything simple topic or any
Mm-hmm.
word. From that word, we can also discuss, we can elaborate. So that's how we talk. Like, for example, sorry, respect and trust, happiness. About
Mm-hmm.
that, we can talk like that way. And we can share about. My voice is not coming clearly, I think so.
No, no, it's absolutely clear.
Okay. So I
Mm-hmm.
was talking about that this kind of topics we talk and we share our personal experiences, and also we talk about topic, logic behind the word, and the feeling of the word, that what we can share. So that's how I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So why not try the same thing here as well? Let's give it a shot.
Okay. So I would love to know your perspective as well.
Mm-hmm.
So now this year is about to end
Mm-hmm.
and we have only 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So many people are thinking that what we are doing and what we did in this year. And even I am also thinking that what I will do in this 2026 upcoming. So, what do you think about resolution?
See, I'm an individual who doesn't really believe in resolutions, right? I feel if you only have to wait till New Year's to make a resolution, it is just a psychological impact. That is my interpretation of it. When I want to do something, or if any of my candidates or anybody who's, working for and under me wants to do something, my simple and basic advice is to plan. I won't say just jump into it because sometimes you have an idea in your mind as to this is supposed to be like this, but the reality might be a little different. But to make, the dream happen, I would always suggest take baby steps, which is absolutely necessary. Sometimes going slow with the resolution and the ideology also gives you time to think as to how can you make it work in the ideology that you have planned it for. Maybe naturally it's not like that, but if you want to make something your way and you want it to go your way, you need time to think and process and connect the dots, and it's the whole process of planning which actually ends up in a good outcome. For that, I feel resolutions are just a psychological impact. You tell your mind, I have to do this, and you're just procrastinating on that. And although I mean, I would love to procrastinate, but really, you should not. So I avoid procrastinating as much as I can. But I would still suggest, I mean, each to their own. Some people actually are able to, change one thing about themselves. If it's your ritual, please go ahead with it. But for me, personally speaking, resolutions have never worked out. So over the years, I have devised a plan to go step by step whenever I want to do anything, but need not be at the beginning of the year. That's my point of view. So what's yours?
Okay, so I feel that this is a kind of ritual that we follow every year when it comes to 1st January. So, of course, I also think about it,
Mhm.
and I try to observe things about resolution, that what I can do, what I like, and I make dreams. Even I try to think my desires that I
Mhm.
want to fulfill in this 1 year. But I also don't follow much because I believe that every single day I feel to work which is needed and I work. If anything extra I can do or anything else that I can do in a day if I'm getting time, so of course I would love to do. So there is no such thing that okay, I have planned in this 1st
Mhm.
January, so I have to follow. I don't think so. I have in my mind what are the things I want to do in my life, and in this year, how can I do better? That's how I think. I do not think like okay, so nowadays, now I decided, so
Mhm.
I'm going to do all the tasks or
Mhm.
all the regulations which I want to fulfill. So that's how I don't work. I just think, as I told you, that's a kind of a ritual for us when we enter in New Year. That time, everybody thinks that okay, there is a ritual which is regulation. We need to think and we need to observe and we need to understand that what we want to do and we need to do that.
Do that. Yeah.
That's how I do and write even sometimes if it is needed, or even I make vision board people make. So I, yeah. Yes, ma'am. Do you want to say anything?
No, no, I said that's very nice that you're making a vision board. That's very nice.
Yeah, like not properly. I
Hmm.
just do on online, even not in person. What can I say for that? In
Hmm.
person,
Physically.
physically, I don't do, but yeah, on online, I try to see that okay, these are the things I want to do. And in 2025, in 1st January, I did, and even I achieved few things. And
That
even if I didn't achieve everything, I'm okay with that.
that's all right, but at
That's
least you had it somewhere in the back of your mind that this was to be
how.
done. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe I feel if it's not at the beginning of the year, that somewhere in the year that opportunity might come up. But at least you're aware you want to do that. So you don't let go of the opportunity completely, and you never know how things work out in your favor for the rest of the year. So it's absolutely fine as long as it's in your plan. I think it happens as well somewhere deep down. But down the road, maybe.
Mm. Okay, so if anybody wants to follow regulation for learning English, what can they do? What they should do
Okay.
in this 2026?
Mm-hmm. So, the first thing, one resolution that every person who is wanting to learn, understand, or start from scratch in terms of language, especially English, would be to stop comparing themselves. Comparing themselves to anybody that they see online, comparing themselves to any YouTuber, to any celebrity, to any TED Talk speaker. So, comparison will not get you through. It is not a good motivator. That is one thing. Second
Mhm.
would be explore your pace. Understand how much time are you able to give to learning a language because it requires commitment. Once you've learned and realized how much time can you give into your subject and your learning process, set your pace and set your targets realistically. The reason I state this is because if you unrealistically set the target, you tend to overachieve. It gets so
Mm.
boring and mundane on a regular basis that you don't have anything to look forward to. It becomes more of a burden than of a task. And then you don't feel like doing, and that is where people end up quitting it midway. So avoid doing that at all costs. Maybe take up new activities every day. If you are trying to speak, learn the
Mm.
language, then you try to read a book, but read a book with speaking. Don't read it in only in your mind. This will help you with your fluency and realizing your own accent and pronunciation. Then,
Mm-hmm.
if you're into podcasts, if you're listening to a podcast, if you've picked something up from the podcast, pause the video and repeat it over and over again. This will help with your pronunciation. This will help you realize how many different ways can this word or that phrase or anything could, mean, and where all can you use that. So there are
Mm-hmm.
a number of things you can do. Third thing somebody can do is inculcate a new habit. Maybe,
Mm-hmm.
volunteer to different platforms or something like that, where apart from any learning platform, they get an opportunity for either public speaking or speaking to somebody, or where they are able to put their voice out. Because the moment somebody starts looking up to you, you get to know that, okay, I might be doing something right, that this person is looking up to me. That confidence boost will not come when you're talking to somebody you're trying to learn from, or you know that this is a safe space. I'm not judged, but I'm corrected here for my mistakes. So you will never feel confident enough. You feel, okay, I made this one mistake today. Why did I do this? I wish I had not done this. I knew this was not the answer. So you tend to go into the self criticizing zone as well at times. To prevent all of these, I think taking these baby steps, which can be prevented easily, I think that would be a good start. And suddenly you will start exploring it on your own. You will find, okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is a very idealistic method. Everybody is
Yeah.
very different when it comes to a learning process. Somebody would like to start in a different way. This is just a basic idea which may or may not work for everyone. But then you can pick up and mix and match methodologies as per your need and your functioning, and then you can move forward.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree
Mhm.
because when I started learning that time, I was also doing in that way. And when you said that do not try to do everything at once,
Mhm.
and when we start learning, I think we try to do. I also tried to follow all the things like writing, speaking, listening, watching that we want to fulfill, and then we feel maybe that I did something or now I'm on the right direction. Sometimes we feel and learners feel that. So I nowadays I don't think like that. I was thinking in my initial stage and I was trying to fulfill, and at the end of the day I was feeling bad that I didn't complete.
Mhm.
So I think we should not think like that way that I need to complete all the things. The thing is doing every day one activity or which can help to improve our English. That is we should do every day. The main important is to be consistent.
Absolutely.
I feel. And doing every day something which is needed for English, which require to improve our English. That's how we can do. As you said, that we should not make a lot of plan, or we can make so many, tasks to complete in a day. That's not possible. I was
Absolutely.
always thinking earlier that I want to complete all the tasks. Okay, writing, speaking, listening, watching, thinking, everything I wanted to do. But day by day I changed my thoughts and
Mhm.
I improved myself in this way, and I accepted this language as a part of my life, and I do every day something or the other which I like to do, which I want to do in a day. So
All
that's
right.
how I do.
Wonderful, wonderful. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry we have to cut short the conversation here. The reason being I have another session. So I would like to
Hmm.
take leave of a few, and I hope to see you in the next session and have more conversation.
Sure.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.